A show called The Majority Report with a guy named Sam Seder. Sam, who wants to make it very clear that I am, by the way, terrible at my job and irrelevant. And I am just so bad in so many ways and so stupid. And you'll see, he wants to make that very clear. He keeps going back to it. Yet he still spent 17 entire minutes of his show a few days ago responding to comments I made about the minimum wage, which is always interesting to me when someone, responds to me, yet also makes sure to mention that, oh, but you're irrelevant, but by the way, let me respond to everything you're saying.
Why, of course, it's Matt Walsh on the Daily Wire.
I do support a minimum wage, but the minimum wage that I support is zero. I think zero is the baseline. Zero should be the minimum wage. I definitely don't think the minimum wage, it shouldn't go below that. Okay, so there shouldn't be a negative. Nobody should.
Breaking news. Where's my breaking news thing? Daily Wire podcast host denounces slavery. There you go. That's pretty big.
Yep. Breaking news. Guy named Sam Seder takes joke literally. Well done, Sam. Okay, back to the video.
Zero is the baseline, should be the baseline wage for work, because that's the baseline amount of effort you can put in. It's possible for someone to do zero work, which means that they have earned $0. Do zero work at zero.
I would offer this that we're watching, assuming he's paid, is disproving his very theory there. Because I feel like we're watching someone who has put in zero effort or minimal effort, but getting paid far more for it.
I mean, I feel like he should be paying us to watch him.
On some level, we're getting paid to watch him. So that is actually happening. The guy just found out what the minimum wage means. But he doesn't understand. It's the minimum wage. So it means the least amount of money that you can get for working for an hour.
For having your labor reserved for that hour.
Right, exactly. Because you can still fire people.
I mean, I wonder what, Matt Walsh thinks about wage theft, which is basically the opposite of the dynamic he's talking about.
But let's listen to this, because this is fascinating. It really is like, I feel like I understand my my teenage daughter a little bit better when I watched this guy work through a problem.
You have to warn her against guys like this. And
believe me, she knows that. I'm just watching them work through sort of concepts that they don't seem to be terribly familiar with. That's interesting to me.
All right, a few things here. We're now, well, it feels like we're hours into this, but we're certainly several minutes. And I haven't heard an argument. Have you? I haven't heard this guy explain why I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm, but if you detected an argument, let me know. I have not yet detected an argument. To try to make it as simple as possible, so even someone like Sam can understand. I believe that when you do a job, you should be paid for the work you do. That revolutionary, I know, but that's sort of my thought process. Now, someone who's literally worth zero, that's probably someone who's going to be fired. That's someone who's not going to have a job anymore. So Sam is exactly right about that. So now I think he's getting it. Maybe he's catching on. The people who are on the minimum wage, the real minimum wage in this scenario, are probably going to be the people who mostly don't have jobs. They have zero worth to any employer. Thus, they have no job. Thus, their wage, in effect, is zero. And that's the starting point. Okay, the least amount you can be worth to an employer is nothing, right? What's hard to understand about this? Have you ever heard of the concept of zero, Sam? It's possible to be worth nothing to an employer. You might not like me. You might think I should be worth zero. You might think I'm a terrible person. That's fine. And maybe that's all true, but it doesn't matter, because I bring in money to my employer, and so therefore I'm worth money to them. That's all. It's a transactional relationship. That's all it is. And I will say this. Everyone who has earned a living wage deserves a living wage. So again, wage theft, if you've earned a certain salary and your employer is not giving it to you, that's theft. They're stealing from you. That's wrong. I'm against that. The type of person I outlined who doesn't deserve a living wage, here's what's really great. They can deserve it. They could deserve it tomorrow. just like that. They can deserve it by earning it. And they can make that change immediately.